Please welcome the stable.
Nice. I like that entrance.
Yay.
That's right. A couple of years ago, once we finally left.
There you go. I think
Are you setting levels?
you should be fine, just to make sure we
Okay.
can hear you.
Check. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, sweet.
That's good.
Look at that.
All right, we're good.
Yeah, a few years ago when
It's already there.
when we were in
Might want to turn that
Louisville, we had the opportunity to have a discussion
go.
about equine species, and Brandon introed us as the best horse-related. Ooh. Oh.
Officially open to everyone.
Nice.
And we'll see you later.
All right, we are
All right.
officially opening
Let's go.
PopCon Indy 2026. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Stable Podcast. We are a professional wrestling style podcast. We talk about all sorts of
Hold on.
fun.
You just said a professional wrestling style podcast.
We are a professional wrestling style podcast, which means when we are talking about wrestling, we will typically do finishers,
Okay,
signatures.
I was
Lots of
wondering
chair
where you were going.
shots.
Oh, I didn't know I was taking bumps on this one. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I hope you guys stretched out before you got here. We are
boy.
a pro wrestling discussion style podcast. Is that a little bit better?
Sure.
Okay, awesome. Thank you for your
Okay.
criticism. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I mean, I provide plenty.
Yeah,
It didn't come from me first. That's great.
that is right. And speaking of you, we are here
Yes.
with our friend Brian. We're gonna go around. We're gonna go down the table and introduce everybody. I'm actually gonna start at the far end over there with our elite producer and technician,
Oh, wow. I
mixing
became
on the
elite.
ones and twos over there.
Thank you. I am elite. I mean, I'm one of the bigger elite wrestling fans. So
But are you all elite?
eventually,
Oh, okay. That's what matters. All right. Good to know.
yeah. Okay, so yeah, this is Josh.
Nice.
All right. Lovely. What a beautiful introduction that was. Guys, I'm Brian Daniels. I'm a professional wrestling mark, and I am the host, producer, whatever you want to call me, of a podcast called A Bunch of Marks.
That's right. That's right. And I, of course, am your host, Big Don, here to entertain and inform and really just cater to the people that are sitting at the table with me. That's what I like to try and do. For PopCon 2026, I almost
Did you forget who we were?
no, I almost called up our other podcast. For the Stable Podcast, Joshy and I were talking a few months ago, and what I think would be really fun for us to talk about are botches and breakouts on a storyline basis.
Okay.
So,
Not actually in-ring
So-
botches.
so let
because
me give
they're
you the
not
premise.
botches.
Right.
Oh, man. Okay.
So,
Right.
let me give you the premise. Crow Sting versus Snitsky. One would be a breakout. One would be a botch when it comes to character and story-driven narrative. And so you see where we're going with this?
I think so,
So
yeah.
I want to talk a little bit about some of our favorite breakout storylines, and then some of our either favorite or least favorite botched storylines. That's what
Got
I'm
it.
going for.
Sure.
Okay.
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 All right. I'll give you a minute to marinate on that,
Sure.
Brian, because usually
Yeah.
Josh is pretty opinionated right
I
away.
am.
That'd be wonderful.
Which
Yeah.
is great.
Yeah.
So
right.
we'll let you stew for a second.
I appreciate that.
I might even come to you last if that's okay.
I would love that, actually.
Okay, perfect.
I would have an idea.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So let's
All
start.
right.
Let's start on. I love a good compliment sandwich. So now that we've welcomed everybody, let's start with our biggest botched, like our favorite or even least favorite botched storylines, and this can be across the wrestling world. We don't have to keep it exclusive, but just what are a couple of examples that you can think of, Joshy, on storylines that looked like they might have a good trajectory and then literally just fell apart, or maybe they never had a good trajectory and then just fell apart.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I know one already.
The John
There you go.
Cena heel turn from 2025.
Okay.
Oh, thank you.
John Cena.
I'm so
heel
glad you
turn
brought that
from
up, too.
2025.
It never in all of the at least the last almost decade, if not more, in WWE, was I so hopeful for a storyline to succeed that it failed miserably.
Miserably.
It was so terrible, man. Yeah.
It just, and I think it I'm not dumb enough to put full blame on Dwayne The Rock Johnson, but I know that his lack of presence did not help the situation. Like
No,
the
not at all.
WrestleMania Travis Scott taking a third of the main event to do his entrance certainly didn't help, nor did us actually thinking John Cena being the bad guy against Randy Orton in his hometown. Like, they couldn't even get John to be booed in that situation.
Right.
The best thing about that was his entrance.
Yeah.
The blacked out entrance with the reverse title thing. Like,
Yeah.
No, Josh, the best thing about that was Fiend and hearing Fiend over,
Fiend?
your favorite Travis Scott song, Fiend.
Oh yeah.
I love how
Your favorite WrestleMania.
that is by far my favorite botched moment.
Yeah.
The Travis Scott
yeah.
entrance.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Was
That's
so
a good
bad.
one.
Oh man. Okay. Okay.
There you go.
All right.
Okay, what you
awesome.
got?
Okay, so Joshy's kicking us off with that, and we can keep.
I have
linger on-
one immediately.
Yeah, that's fine. We can. Well, if you've got one right now,
Can we please
go for it.
All right.
Go for it, Brian.
I have got to talk about the most recent one, Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes.
Oh, okay. All right. Why?
Everybody's favorite NFL punter, Pat McAfee.
Right.
That's the reason why.
Yeah.
Now here's the thing. I want to preface this by saying I know a lot of people probably don't like Pat McAfee on commentary. I was one of the few people. I know you did too. That you did too. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I enjoyed the energy because, for me, Pat McAfee kind of represented like if I were, as a fan, getting to do commentary
Yeah.
and just being wholly emotionally invested into what is going on.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people found that annoying, but at the same time, I thought he brought a more sense of realism, if you will, to the commentary table.
And excitement.
And
Like,
excitement.
He has a level of excitement that he brings with everything he does, and
Yeah.
I think that people who may have had the biggest issue have never really seen Pat McAfee on his podcast, because that's the energy he brought as a commentator.
And I like his podcast.
100%.
Yeah, I enjoyed
It's
the
a
Pat
lot of
McAfee
fun.
show.
It's very a lot of the fluff is kind of cut out. He's very real. He is down to earth with a lot of that stuff, and yeah. So I agree. I think that
Yeah. And
go
for
ahead.
those who don't know what went down, basically, this long, what was supposed to be, what should have been a really great feud between Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton with the history they had, with this faction called Legacy a long time ago. It was a perfect feud.
Yeah.
And then they ended up
those
turning,
two and what Ted DiBiase
Ted DiBiase
Jr. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and so, but what? Then they turned Randy Orton heel,
Right,
which
which is fine.
was
'cause
okay.
Randy
I would have.
Randy Orton is
be Cody.
sure,
However,
but Randy Orton can play both sides.
Yes.
100%.
Like,
He's
he-
really
he-
good at that.
Randy Orton is one of
Yeah.
those guys who's just like Stone Cold. He's one of those guys who always rides the line that
Yes.
depending on who makes him mad, he will just do whatever that work is, right? So
Mm-hmm.
if it's a heel that makes him mad, he becomes super babyface, and if it's
Yeah.
a face that makes him mad, he just turns into his, voices Randy Orton,
Of course,
clubbing
the
people
Viper.
in the head. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And so then, make a long story short, Pat McAfee comes in out of just literally nowhere.
No, not nowhere. Randy Orton was on the phone
Oh.
getting advice from
Yes.
someone.
One of the worst parts of this was the whole. He's on the phone and
And he
we
got
don't know who the
advice
mystery caller is, and
from Pat McAfee. Like, what advice? If you were trying to, does it have to do with Randy Orton's punt? He had to call a punter. Like, I don't.
Right.
my
Oh,
sense
I didn't even
made
think
more
about that
sense than
aspect.
anything else.
That's the only
I
through
didn't even
line.
think about that aspect.
Was it
Ridiculous nature.
Just now, just
2 months
improv.
later, that's the only through line we could figure out is that maybe
Oh,
it had something to
no.
do with the fact that he punted him. Right. Yeah. After the fact.
Could you imagine if they had filmed like scenes at Lucas Oil Stadium of showing Randy like him trying to like teach him how to punt?
I can't imagine it at
'Cause
this
it's
point. As bad as
it's
that was,
ridiculous right
Yeah.
now. And but outside of that, so Pat attacks Cody, and then that's his. I guess that because Orton, it's not like he's a 14-time WWE champion
Yeah.
at that point.
Yeah.
He definitely needed of all the people in the world to be on the phone. Not his dad. Cowboy Bob Orton. Of course, not him. Why would he ever talk to his dad about wrestling? It was Pat McAfee. And then what really was weird about this entire thing was like CM Punk was inserting himself in there, and it's like, dude, you're like taking on Roman Reigns at this point.
Right.
So what are you doing?
Are you adding
Well,
anything to the
his-
storyline?
His was I'm commiserating with the champion, understanding that we have a challenge ahead of us. So please
Yeah.
keep your eyes on Randy.
Yeah.
But there's also, if anyone doesn't realize this at this point, I think they're aiming for Punk and Cody at Mania next year.
Oh.
Which
in
is great.
Saudi.
Which is great, but there's no reason
Yeah.
why you have to sabotage
That's true.
storylines to build
No.
other stories. That's one. We'll get into this in just a minute, but that's one of my least favorite things about just pro wrestling narrative in general is why does one storyline have to suffer for another storyline to succeed?
Yeah.
Like it's okay if they actually are influencing one another, but there's no reason to just like slam two storylines together that really don't make
Yeah.
any sense. You
Yeah,
know?
and then the whole thing with Pat coming out and then saying if Randy Orton loses, he'll never be in WWE again, and
Right.
then he
It's
came
like, okay,
out.
cool. Well, we don't like the fact that you're here right now, so you're not actually putting anything on the line that is
No,
emotionally gripping.
and
Yeah.
it just ruined the whole thing, man.
I gotta give Jelly Roll some credit for being used to take Pat McAfee off the board. There's a lot of rumors
Yeah.
that Pat and Jelly Roll specifically went to that group and went, guys, this didn't work. Get
Yeah.
me off the table,
Right.
So that it's
Oh,
just
really?
Randy and Cody.
Yeah.
It's
What
part of
can
the
we
reason they
do
stepped
to?
out.
Yeah.
That's good at least.
100%. 100%. I think that was the better move to make anyway.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, because Jelly Roll is over right now. He's
Yeah.
been getting into wrestling, and he's been, working.
really
out.
has,
He's-
man.
And so he's over right now, and,
really is,
especially compared to Pat coming in and kind of inserting himself. I'm going to give him the grace to say like, obviously
got called.
He's getting paid to do a job, and he's going to come in
Yeah.
and do it. If there's anything that I will give Pat McAfee credit for, it is literally putting his whole self into everything he does.
Yeah.
If he has to be the bad guy, he's going to be the biggest jerk in the world, and he's
Yeah,
going to be
that's
the
very
biggest
true.
bad guy he can.
That's very true.
He's not a Randy Orton level bad guy, but
No.
he's an annoying pest of a bad guy, and that is what we got. And then they said,
Yeah.
"Hey, Jelly Roll, please help us with getting rid of this mistake we've made." Right?
Yeah.
So, I
right.
am going to take us back.
Oh, we're going
Back.
Okay,
Backity
sweet.
back.
Excellent.
To some WCW days.
Boy.
WCW. Which,
WCW.
by the
which-
way, rest in peace,
yes,
Ted Turner.
That's
Yes.
absolutely.
Yeah.
If you have not
passed away.
seen the package that AEW put together and had Tony Schiavone and Sting do for
That was
Dynamite,
wonderful. Yeah.
It was-
I have
it
not.
great.
I'll have to look that up.
It's-
I'm hoping
it's great.
WWE does something tonight as well, but
I think they would. I think they would have to.
it's not going
I
to be
feel like
better
they
than
have
Tony
to.
Schiavone and Sting.
No,
Not at all,
but-
no.
But
you can have
Definitely not.
guys like Ray and even Goldberg and like people like
True.
that were influential that have worked or currently work for WWE do a tribute to him, and they'll probably do a 10. I would imagine.
hope they do
might
a 10
10
bell.
a
Salute
10
to
bell
him.
for him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
But
now that
yes.
we've set the stage, Ted Turner, WCW, Eric Bischoff, in my opinion, the biggest storyline botch that
Oh.
we saw in the Attitude Era WCW Nitro Monday Night Wars was. Well, actually, I just thought of a second one, which may actually be,
I actually just thought of another one.
which may actually
maybe it's
be
yours.
bigger than the one I'm thinking. So the one that I immediately thought of was Goldberg losing his first match.
Kevin Nash.
that is the one
Kevin
that I
Nash,
thought of
right?
exactly.
I have a different
But-
one,
but
go ahead.
Great minds think alike. Yeah.
But I because
a
we're
good one,
talking
but I have a
about
different one.
Yeah.
because we're talking about storyline, and this
Yes.
was a real moment,
Yes.
not a storyline moment. But when Tony Schiavone announced that Mankind won the world title on Monday Night Raw, that is the biggest mistake that they could have made.
Yes.
Because
So-
it immediately gained the interest of everyone who was on that fence of are we WCW people?
They were
are we
flipping over.
WWE
Oh, yeah.
people? They want to see Mankind win the
Mankind
title.
win
So
that
that,
title.
that
Yeah.
was the shtick. Eric Bischoff has interviewed about this quite a few times. He's 100% right. 19 out of 20 times, it worked and kept people on the show.
100%.
Why in the world do you need to go? We just know what happened.
It just happened to be that guy.
Because it was Mick Foley.
Because it was Mick Foley.
Mick Foley.
Because
Yeah.
it was Mick Foley.
The third one
Yes.
is Sting versus Hulk Hogan at Starrcade.
Oh, okay.
Starrcade,
Okay.
97, I think it was.
Yep.
He'd spent a year and a half under the crow and finally got a shot at Hogan.
Yep.
And he should have beat him clean.
Yep.
Yes.
But instead, it was a shady finish where Hogan didn't get counted out, and then Bret Hart comes out
Yeah.
and does the tap out as not an official referee, and
Right.
that was, you want to talk about killing momentum. Nothing.
Right.
I don't think I've ever seen anything other than John Cena's heel turn kill momentum
That's so bad.
so fast.
So bad. Okay, so I'm gonna revisit. I'm gonna revisit these storylines that we've just talked about. So we're talking about John Cena's heel turn. We're talking about Brian. Which one was yours?
Mine was the Randy Orton.
Randy
Cody
Orton.
Rhodes,
That's right.
Pat
That's
McAfee.
right. Pat McAfee.
Yeah.
And then I'll use the Goldberg Kevin Nash as my
Okay.
because other than you just can't tell the audience that Mick Foley won the title. Like, there's not really a whole lot you can do. But
No.
now I want to discuss very quickly, if you're a producer and you have the opportunity to go back in time and see hindsight, what do you do as a story writer and producer to change the trajectory of that story? And then we'll talk about some of our favorite breakout.
Okay,
So
I'll go first.
Yeah, go for it.
With Cody and Randy. First of all, if you listen to our a bunch of marks, you know that it's never gonna happen. My thing that's never gonna happen in WWE that I want to happen is Cody Rhodes turning heel.
yeah,
I think he has talked about multiple times over saying he just doesn't want to be a heel.
right.
I think it's a moment that could be like we all wanted John Cena to turn heel, and I think if they wanted to redeem themselves in that awful, disastrous heel turn of Cena, they could redeem them by making Cody Rhodes be a heel
Yeah, I think so.
and really.
And he's worked heel and done it
and
really
he is
well
really
before.
well done being a
Yeah.
heel. So if it were me, there would be no Pat McAfee. First of all, I would spin it where Cody turns heel, and that's the bigger shock.
Right.
Because if you're going for shock value heading into WrestleMania,
Yeah,
you have Cody turn heel, have him attack Jelly Roll,
yeah.
have him give him a crossroads, maybe have Jelly
Because
Roll
the guy
come
can
in,
take a bump.
right, and have Jelly Roll come in and say, "Hey, what are you doing?" You know,
Yeah.
and then he
You
just
guys are friends, and then
beats the tar out of Jelly Roll, busts him open,
yeah.
gives him some color, really drive home that.
Yeah.
heel turn.
That'd be interesting.
You know what I mean? Just something like that. I
Yeah.
think that's what I would do because I'm a little biased in what I want.
No,
but,
I think and that's the point. Like that's the point. Like,
or maybe even build up. We all think Randy's the heel, but then really at WrestleMania you have Cody turn heel,
right?
and you have him attack Jelly Roll out at that moment.
Yeah,
Because if anything, last WrestleMania, Cody almost was a heel, and what happened? He lost the title because he didn't take the opportunity that he should
Yep.
have. And I think that's why when Stephanie McMahon came out, she was kind of trying to tell him, like, hey, how bad do you want to retain?
yeah,
And that's why I thought he was going to – he does hit Randy with the title at the Mania match anyway.
Yeah.
But there was no – and some people actually thought that was a heel turn. I was like, that's not a heel
No.
turn. No, that's not a heel turn.
It's a smart tactic.
That's a smart move because you don't want to make the same mistake 2 years in a row.
Right.
right.
So I was just kind of hoping he would have leaned fully into it.
Yeah, no, I
Just-
agree.
And turn him heel. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Joshy,
yeah.
what would you have done in that storyline?
The John Cena one? Are we
No,
specific?
no,
Oh, just in the one I talked
this
about.
one.
Yeah, the one that Brian's
Oh,
talking about.
With
Randy
Cody
Orton.
Randy?
Yeah.
So, I think Cody's heel turn is absolutely something that we kind of need. But
Yes.
ultimately, his dad was the one, Randy's dad's the one that makes the most sense for him to talk to.
Yeah.
But just like the John Cena heel turn, The Rock was the smart play.
Yeah,
Because, and I understand that he may not have the schedule. TKO may not want to pay him for the performance element of this. The
Right.
business side of this that's going on there. By having The Rock
Yeah.
be that overarching villain
Yeah.
now that Vince is gone.
He's the new
and
chairman.
They're
Yeah.
making Triple H to be the good guy in
Right.
all of this. Like, whether The Rock wrestles or not, you put The Rock in that position of giving advice to the guy to take down Cody Rhodes, because Cody Rhodes took down the tribal chief.
Oh,
And
yeah,
it-
man.
And it all leads to that, because I'm thinking similarly with the John Cena. Like, if The Rock was the one that was pulling the strings on Cena, as much as I have enjoyed Gunther doing the whole career killer thing, if you went to the end of the year and Roman Reigns is the one that puts down John Cena, you now set up Roman and The Rock for Mania, which is something they've still wanted.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
there's so many ways they can go, but I feel like there's such a missed opportunity in WWE and The Rock right now to be a menacing presence who doesn't even have to be in the arenas
Yeah, man.
to
Yeah.
provide those video segments.
Yeah, you could do vignettes all day long.
Yeah, it's pre-tapes, all that, Yeah. Yeah, I don't think WWE realizes they don't have to do everything live.
Yeah.
Well, that, and they don't have another heel that's at that level.
No. Don, what would you do? How would you change that?
So in the Cody Randy story, I think you got to go big or go home. I think if you're going to make Randy the over villain,
Yeah.
you got to make him the nastiest version of Viper ever.
Oh, yeah, man.
And similar to, and I know Josh is going to talk about the John Cena storyline here in just a second, so it'll be a little bit redundant to say this in both of those, but similar to the John Cena thing, my thing was, if you're going to make Cena a bad guy, if you're going to make Randy a bad guy, you need to recognize and rectify the fact that these men have been in the business for more than 20 years of their life.
Oh,
They're
100%.
old.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, they're old. They're, for a wrestler, for an athlete, a professional athlete, especially one that takes bumps on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Their bodies are not what they used to be when they were half their age. Their careers are storied careers, but they want that one next thing to legitimize their career as they're riding out in the sunset, right? So what sense does it make that you would come against somebody who is such an overface like Cody is right now, and you wouldn't use all of the tricks in your bag? He's so over. Why can't you throw out some concertos? Why can't we get a couple of, pull a couple people who are,
Yeah.
up-and-comers from NXT?
Yeah.
Hey, just so you know, you see where Cody is. I can get you there. I just need a little bit of help on the back end. Why can't we use that sort of opportunity for Randy? Because I know Randy loves seeing the newness of the business coming in.
Yeah.
So give him the opportunity to bolster somebody into that newness of the business.
Yeah.
While Cody is the standing babyface champ, and Cody continuing to plead and plead and plead that Randy doesn't need to go to that dark place. It can literally be two best friends going into that match to see who's the better combatant, and Randy just not being able to settle his heart and mind on that fact. The fact that he knows if he goes in there as friends, he's not going to be able to be the Viper and the killer that he wants to be.
No.
But that if he goes into that dark place where the voices are talking to him, that is the switch that needs to be flipped. It's kind of like, I know that Finn doesn't like to use this, I know he doesn't like to use the demon as if Finn can't beat him, the demon can. The demon is really just
as a plot device.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want
It's
to.
really just an extension of Finn
himself.
Balor.
Right. Yeah.
Well, it is, but he's also using it as I have reached my breaking point.
Right. And that's what I'm saying.
He's shedding
that's
his
what I'm saying
sin,
with that's what I'm
basically.
saying with Randy.
Yeah.
Randy needs to be, and it needs to be a no holds barred match. It needs to be a nasty
brutal
match. Yeah, man. Make
We
him
need
Yeah.
We need a
Yeah.
we need a SummerSlam main event, just like Cena and Cody.
Like a rematch of the.
Well,
Yeah.
when you think about, because that's when he switched back. When Cody convinced John to be the good
Yeah.
guy again.
Yeah.
It was-
That
yeah.
main event with Cody and John Cena was the best thing, the second best thing of the John Cena run, in my opinion.
It was better than the WrestleMania.
Well, yeah,
I agree.
that wasn't
Easily.
hard. They
Yeah.
probably could have bet a better match in NXT than what they
Yeah.
did at Mania. But
Yeah.
because the best part of his whole like retirement run was the AJ Styles match, but that's it.
Oh, that was the peak.
I agree.
That was the peak
was
of
peak.
the Little
But
Mountain.
you do that same thing.
Yeah.
It's like, look, Cody, look, Randy, whatever. We're gonna end this, and we're gonna take away all the excuses. You do the no DQ, whatever. We'll take away all the excuses. Hold nothing back, because we need
like
to
that.
understand between the two of us right now who's the better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Joshy, go ahead and slide into Cena now.
okay, sliding into Cena. So
Oh, here we go.
Cena's heel turn. He needed a puppeteer, and I know that's like John Cena would never do that. That's the point. John Cena would never have someone tell him what to do.
Yeah.
Everyone freaking out that he finally gave up to Gunther, for example. No, that's exactly what a heel John Cena would do. But he wasn't a heel at the time, thus it didn't
No.
make any freaking sense. If you have a mastermind, you can have somebody protect John as the champion. You can have somebody throwing fodder. Like you want to get to the champion, you got to handle this. You got to go through, do the MJF, the like 10 stages of whatever to work your way to John Cena, because The Rock said so. And then finally, as you spend this whole retirement tour as him being a bad guy, the last guy's, I'm going to put you out to pasture. And that's where I was landing on Roman Reigns in that aspect, because Roman,
Yeah.
like telling The Rock, you don't have the power here. I am the tribal chief. And if The Rock's like, I'm not wrestling right now, so I'm going to use Cena as my proxy. And if you really want me at Mania, then put him down. And he'll be so confident that
Yeah.
I've protected him all this time. Nothing's going to happen to him. There's no way. Only for make him tap out to the guillotine. Like, you don't
Right.
see Roman do that very often. But in that moment, even he's like, you said you would never give up. You said you would never this.
Right.
Okay.
So at least it makes the plot device
Okay.
of giving up make more sense than Gunther
Yeah.
choked him out. Like, I love
Yeah.
the simplicity of, no, I'm tapping out. I'm handing it off to the, like, there's such great story in that.
He ended his career on his terms.
But it would have made
Like-
so much better story if I gave up because I couldn't handle it anymore. You know,
The weight of it all.
Can I just say too, Brian? You touched on something. You said that Cena ended his career on his terms, and the only thing that I will debate you on is the fact that Cena wanted to work the entirety of
Okay.
the year.
No.
And I agree with you
That-
storyline.
that I
wise.
agree.
Yeah,
Yeah.
storyline wise, I think
Storyline,
he went
that's what I
out the way
meant.
that he
Yeah.
wanted to.
Yeah.
But I think that all of the things that we're talking about have so much more meaning when you give John Cena a full schedule.
So
yeah.
so let me go ahead and give my what I would do, I guess.
Yeah, go for it.
What I would do is I didn't like the robotic nature of John Cena as a heel. I think the one thing I did enjoy was this whole I want to ruin wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, you
Yeah.
got me.
He literally is like
So
flipping
ruin
the
it.
Script. Yeah, flipping the script that he's had for 25 years.
So like, this might sound really crazy, but I would have loved it if he would have like in a main event match just like left 10 count.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna, you can't tell me, all right, screw all of you. I'm gonna like really, you guys pay thousands of dollars to be here.
Pull a Jericho.
I want you to
Yeah.
feel like you wasted your money
Yeah. Pull a Jericho
and
where
make that
you would-
like him
Yeah.
and kayfabe.
or like a
Make him mad.
a
Like,
Rick.
seriously.
Honestly, I think that John could have taken some time to do some research on like a Rick.
Flair,
a
Rick
Ric
Rude.
Ric
Flair
Flair, yeah.
heel, or like because he was over, but then when he was a heel, he was he was hated everywhere,
every
everywhere
territory,
because
every
he
place
was
hated.
always the nasty bad guy who used
Uh-huh.
underhanded tactics to win.
Yeah.
And one discussion that we had pretty early on in the John Cena run was entertaining the idea. He hadn't turned heel yet, but entertaining the idea of him turning heel. And I feel like there is a real brilliance to, again, and I said it was going to be redundant, but
Yeah.
mentioning the fact that, you've had a storied career and you have won the title 16 times.
Yeah, man.
And you just don't have the same level of execution that you used to. Why? Because we've all been watching wrestling for 30 years of our lives plus,
Yeah.
and we understand when we go and take the laundry out of the dryer and our knee starts to ache just getting back into the
Dude,
living-
right,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like I'm being
Yeah.
silly and facetious, but it's truth.
No, it's his
truth. If you
yeah.
say I'm John Cena, I'm nearly 50 years old, or I'm 50 years. I don't remember how old he is, but I have taken bump after bump after bump after bump, chair shot after chair shot. I've taken choke slams. I've
Yeah.
taken F5s. I've taken power bombs and German suplexes. I do not have what it takes
Right.
to do what I did 10 years ago. I now have to go into a bag of tricks that I'm not familiar with,
Yeah.
but am willing
man.
to do, and then for that SummerSlam juxtaposition to be like, this is not who you are. This may be what you want.
I see. Yeah.
But this is not who you are.
So-
and now you have a face turn that really actually means something, and it doesn't look like it's, well, this isn't working, so let's do it some other way.
Yeah.
You know.
And I want to add too, the one part I didn't like about this kind of was I don't know how to put it. This was one aspect of the whole thing I really didn't care for, is his last run felt too perfect.
Right.
Like
There was no grittiness.
he
to it.
didn't
There was
need
no
the
accent.
IC title.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I did not care for it all, and I get that like they wanted to have him have the belt that he never got. But I think it would have meant more if he never got it.
If he never got it.
Because why does he need to have everything?
Right.
Like I get he's the alleged greatest. He's not my greatest of all time, but that's what they call him.
He's Michael Cole's greatest of all time.
Sure. Right. Yeah. Right.
I would say to
MC
justify it. I would say to justify it. He is this current wrestling generation's greatest
you
of
go.
all time.
That makes sense.
He is the LeBron James of wrestling.
Sure.
Who
So-
is the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
Right now.
Right. It
And I-
doesn't
and I-
make him better than Michael Jordan, but it does mean he's the best of right now.
Of course,
Right.
and
Yeah.
that's
That's
a
it.
fair point.
That's how you
So I
justify
think,
it.
but I think what you do is on the way out, you give Dom the rub, let him have let him put him over.
Yeah.
And then for what? How long did Cena have the IC title? Like what? A month of that?
He did.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it just felt like he's got it.
It was
take
a-
a few photos with it.
Right, and it was a
Let it
month,
go.
and because of his schedule, it wasn't like he was on every show defending it.
No,
It
and
was like
and,
he
I, and
won
I
it,
agree.
Had it, and then
Yeah,
lost it.
And I agree. And I think when he did his interview with Chris Van Vliet, he had some tells there about how he really wanted more
Yeah.
out of this.
Yeah.
And rightfully
Which, why
so.
wouldn't
I mean,
you? It's
you
the
are
last year.
This is your final
Yeah.
final run in all of professional wrestling. Not just WWE. That's a lot.
Yeah.
And everybody, and I know like backlash is tomorrow, and people think that Cena's gonna. No, he's not.
Cena's going to be there. He's not going to wrestle.
He's not wrestling.
Yeah, he's
just,
not.
Just I believe Cena of all people when he says he is absolutely done wrestling in
Yeah.
a ring.
It's just
That
like-
he
Because
is
as he said in multiple interviews, what is there left for him to do in the business?
there's nothing left for him to
Right.
do. So
Right. Actually,
Yeah.
the best thing that he can do in the business is bolster the business by not being in the forefront of it.
yeah,
So we're 30 minutes in. We should
I know.
really
I was
talk
literally
positive.
Yeah. I was literally
Yeah.
getting ready to. Don't
Yeah.
cut me off. Let me do my job, Josh.
Hey,
I'm watching the time.
do it.
do it.
All right, so I'm going to put a cap on this. The thing that they should have done for the Goldberg storyline is make it actually worth the loss. It didn't mean anything. It was this
No.
guy's so over to the crowd, and we're so over as heels with the NWO, and we're just going to screw him out of a win.
Yeah,
You got to make it worth it.
Yeah.
You got to, you know what I mean. Anyway,
Okay.
So
positives.
yes. All right. So now let's focus on our breakthroughs. So this can be anything. It can be.
Okay.
It can be like.
I got it.
It can be like something that happened by accident, and then because of that accident, somebody just went, through the roof.
Mm-hmm.
It can be something that was built up.
Okay.
Whatever that looks like for you guys.
All right.
Brian, why don't you go ahead and
I'm gonna
start?
start
if you
it
got
off.
one, go for it.
So this may shock a few people because I know the guy had a lot of has had a lot of haters online when this happened. But we were all at the Royal Rumble
Yeah.
last year.
Yeah.
Jey Uso winning the Rumble.
Okay.
I gotta say that was so not what I expected,
Sure.
and I don't think a lot of people anticipated that to happen.
Yeah.
Because that was one of those. That was one Rumble where you had all of your top guys in there. You had Roman was in there, Seth was in there, CM Punk was in there. Dude, almost everybody was in that Rumble. And the one guy who was, I don't think he was on anybody's radar to win that Rumble was Jey Uso, because it was down to Uso and Cena. Cena was in that Rumble. There you go.
Yeah, he was.
And
They were the last two.
I remember being there. I'm like, all right, they're gonna give Cena the win. Like, I just expected it.
Yeah.
Right? And then
He was on my card
He was
to
on
be the
yours?
winner. Yeah, he was
Okay.
on Jey Uso.
There you go.
Was on my card to win.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
but it wasn't expected. It's like I would love to see this guy
yeah.
kill it and go home with it. Yeah.
And I know a lot of people were unsure. The problem with internet and how people are is there's that people romanticize pushing new people,
Yeah.
but then when new people are pushed, they want Cody Rhodes to win again, or they want
Right.
And I'm
Yeah.
like, no, that's the problem. Is you got to give these guys an opportunity to carry a title for a while, and then we find out. And of course, he went on to WrestleMania 41. He ends up beating Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship,
Yep.
which I was at that moment in time. I was like, okay, if you're gonna give him the Rumble win, he's gonna have to win.
He
right?
has to win.
There's just no point.
He has to go over.
There's just no point. And I was probably one of the few people who was really all about that. I thought that was great. I think I always love a good underdog story in professional wrestling, especially. And you had a guy who was that. And granted, I know some people can say about there are some very valid criticisms about Jey Uso. I'm not going to act like there's not. But I'm glad that he at least got to have that opportunity.
Yeah, I would agree.
Sure.
And I think that he could be a multi-time champ, depending
Yes.
on how things go in his career.
Yeah.
I think that because he's been there, he knows what it takes to get there, and I think that if he's willing to do that, he can be there again. I think the big thing is going to be with this new potential, like this new sort of bloodline rekindling.
The
with
reboot
Roman Reigns.
bloodline.
Yeah.
Three.
I think that will kind of cool his storyline a little bit, but I think it could also give him a jumping point to move even further into being a main event guy. I would agree.
Yeah, I just don't. I think we see so many people who get pigeonholed into like a tag team, and I would say for my if I had to give myself a second thing, Kofi Kingston winning the WWE title,
Oh yeah, that was such a
beating
great
Daniel
storyline.
Bryan.
That
That
was
was
such a
so great.
storyline. Yeah.
It's you want to root for the underdog, and that's what I like to do. And especially in professional wrestling, it's no different for me. So.
There was a pay-per-view that year I think it was a pay-per-view that they did that year in Indy. And it was before Mania. Maybe it was a SmackDown. I don't remember.
Yeah.
All I remember is going to a show and Vince kept putting these blockades in front of Kofi to like get him to win. If you win this, you get to the next step.
Oh yeah, he was putting
was
multiple.
great.
That was part of the whole
Like,
story. Was
almost like the what's the MJF thing that he does?
Yeah, the 10 stages.
10 stages.
10
yeah,
stage-
yeah.
yeah.
I love that. I love
do
it
too,
because
yeah.
it puts something on the line
yeah.
every time, and it looks
Yeah.
different every time.
And it was almost like it was almost kind of like in a way Vince believed in him,
Yeah, but he
came
wanted
off
to
as the
show-
villain,
and he wanted to show the audience that this is a guy you can get behind, but I'm not going to make it easy.
and you shouldn't.
Yeah.
It's like Jey Uso; he had to go through the Rumble.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be easy. If it was, that was the point,
Right.
right?
Absolutely.
You got to draw this in.
Go ahead,
and make us believe,
Joshy.
right?
What you got?
What you got?
Let's see. So, Kenny Omega turning on AJ Styles to take over the Bullet Club.
Ooh, that's such a good
Oh.
one. I would say almost any of the Bullet Club transitions for leaders.
in New Japan.
Yes.
I agree.
But I
because
agree with you
100%.
100% that one is peak.
Adam Cole
Pretty
taking
peak.
over in Ring of Honor was stellar. Like AJ Styles taking over from Finn Balor.
That's the one I was
Styles
thinking.
Very good.
That's
the one I was
probably my
thinking.
preferred
But,
one.
That's a
but
good
Yeah.
Kenny Omega
Yeah.
taking over from AJ Styles
Yeah.
is is probably the earliest catalyst to the current. Heck, you got to think of it. That happened 10 years ago.
Yeah, yeah.
Because that's when AJ joined WWE.
Yep.
Man,
And
yeah.
He was
between
moving,
now
he
and
was
then,
transitioning out. Yeah.
we had Cody leave WWE,
Yeah.
get on the independent circuit, as well as Zack Ryder, Matt Cardona,
That's right.
which would ultimately lead to Cody joining the Bullet Club
Yep.
and having those feuds, building up Ring of Honor, ultimately resulting in the All In event that then resulted in the formation of All Elite Wrestling 7 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
And the entire wrestling landscape started to change then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I agree with Jericho that the match between Jericho and Omega is probably the one that made everybody go, wait, there's something other than WWE?
Yeah, yeah.
But it was against Omega because Omega had reached that point of world championship against Okada. I was
oh,
you-
we're just. Oh,
it is-
man.
it
the
is
good old days.
the Hulk Hogan heel turn
Right?
of our generation.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah,
Kenny
you're
Omega joining the
Yes.
Bullet Club.
Yes. Oh.
Well, sorry, taking over the Bullet
Taking
Club.
over the Bullet
He was
Club.
already
He didn't
in
join
Bullet
it.
Club.
He was in it already,
Taking
yeah.
it over.
Yeah.
We had the Elite. The Elite were in charge.
Yeah.
So
I wish they wouldn't
Yes.
have teased the WWE version of the club so
Oh.
much and not actually given us a satisfying conclusion to that tease.
And they had all the pieces in there.
Oh,
too.
just all of them.
Especially when
Just
Cody
all
came
of-
back.
Yes, just all of them.
And then Finn could have broke. I just. Oh.
Yeah. Yep.
So
and
sad.
you had kind of the at least I think maybe the first quasi introduction of a couple of females who could have been in that group with them, with Liv Morgan, because she teamed with Finn and with AJ.
yeah, they
Yep.
did the
And
whole
with- and
too
with
sweet
me.
Yeah,
thing.
the too sweet. Yep.
When Meechin was with Carl Anderson,
Anderson and
Luke
Gallows.
Gallows,
Yep.
yeah.
The Good Brothers.
Yeah, the Good
Good Brothers,
Yeah,
yeah.
because AJ was running with them for a minute, and Meechin got into that. So like it was like shades of, but never really like a full on investment into that storied.
I'm so mad.
You know what's so funny? I
Oh,
was just
man.
thinking. I know that we joke all the time about like literally everyone being a Bullet Club member, like everyone ever.
Yeah.
was,
Yeah, it's
is
like
a-
the NWO.
Yeah,
Everybody's
except
in the NWO too,
except
right?
Matt
Yeah.
Cardona.
No, Cardona was
The man was on the Indies and is a household indie name. Never been a
Never,
Bullet Club guy.
never was Bullet Club.
I love it.
But now the
Yeah.
running joke is everybody's in the Don Callis family. But I was
Yeah,
looking that over.
yeah.
I don't think there's anybody in the Don Callis family that was Bullet Club,
Right.
which is
Oh,
insane.
Yeah.
that's wild.
That's
Actually,
great though.
that is kind of weird.
That's great. That's great. Okay, so mine, because I know
Hmm.
we've only got about 7 minutes or so.
Yep. Something like
Mine is actually a storied breakout career across 3 different wrestling promotions, and that would be one Stone Cold Steve Austin
Yeah.
as the ringmaster in WCW.
Yes.
And then getting fired and going to ECW and really honing what would become the Stone Cold Steve Austin character
That we
in
know
WWE that we know
Yes.
and love. And it was because of the experience he had in the Ted Turner machine.
Yep.
The fact that Paul Heyman gave him just open license to say and do
Whatever he wanted.
whatever he wanted. And then that turning into him coming to WWE and turning into the Rattlesnake.
Yes.
And I think that when I think about, I almost said Becky Lynch when Becky Lynch took the shot to the face and was like Bloody Becky and became the man.
Oh, yeah,
Honestly,
dude.
that's probably my second favorite. Like all of a sudden, this person who was somewhat in obscurity just turning into like a beast of a character. She's probably in one of my probably within my top 2 to 3. But Stone Cold
Becky
Steve
Lynch,
Austin,
yeah.
Stone Cold Steve Austin, in my opinion, is like when you think about what would it be like to have the hardest possible road to become over, and then to get so over that like
Yeah, I think Stone Cold's my goat.
I mean,
All the way.
seriously, like.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't have the number of championships that Ric Flair or John Cena have. But when you
No.
think about, I think if anybody ever said, okay, name a wrestler from the Attitude Era, literally the first person people are going to say is Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Right.
Like, why would you ever say anything other than that?
No,
And the
there's
fact
nobody
that
else
he-
you need to say.
Yeah. He definitely was kind of the definition of that
He
Attitude
defined
Era.
that era.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Hands down.
Gold dust.
You're right. You're right. And you know what?
You're
His
fired.
Work in, his
Get outta
his work in
here.
AEW is incredible.
Yeah, it is.
It is
For
incredible.
Mid-50s that he is. You know, he had both his knees replaced.
Yeah.
Dusty.
He's
Yeah.
coming back in the next probably 6 months, hopefully. But
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, we'll see.
That's
I
insane.
love him so much.
Yeah.
And the fact that he and Cody are on good terms, like they have been for quite a
Oh,
while.
yeah.
But
That's good,
but
yeah.
the fact that they are like familial and on good terms with one another, because for a time there was a lot of tension, family tension and stuff.
Oh yeah.
For
sure, yeah.
I think that's so good. All right. Yeah, that's mine.
All right.
I think we've all gotten a chance to talk on this
Yeah.
topic.
Yes, we have.
yes.
I'm going to hand it over to Brian to promote his podcast for a second while I finish up our 3 count.
Okay.
And then we'll close out.
All right. So everybody, please check out A Bunch of Marks. We're going to be here on the live podcast stage at at noon on Sunday. So come and check out our show. And we also do a non-wrestling related show where we talk about pop culture and everything. We're going to be right back here at 3 p.m. today. So in like about an hour. And with our show called The Next Level. We're talking about all the nerdy things like video games, movies, TV, and more. So we'll be doing that. But you can catch A Bunch of Marks. It's on our link tree. We have it. It's linktr.ee/A Bunch of Marks. Or you can just Google us and find us that way as well. So, yeah.
And then for us, our other podcast, our parent podcast, The Established Facts, will be on the podcast stage at 1 p.m. tomorrow, Saturday here at PopCon.
Nice.
And those of you who are aware, Don and I are part of Second Breakfast Improv. We have 3 improv workshops, one at 3 p.m. today. So if you're interested in pop culture, come to the podcast stage. And if you want to learn how to make stuff up on the fly, come to the panel rooms. I think 103 maybe. I'm not 100% on that, but I know it's in the workshop areas. At 3 p.m. today, 3 p.m. on Saturday, and 12 p.m. on Sunday. And for those of you who are here all weekend, make sure you check out Table 501. We are doing a raffle on Sunday afternoon that may include some badges to next year's PopCon,
Ooh,
as well as
okay.
some other fun stuff, including
There you go.
a WCW television title replica belt.
Oh, I'm definitely stopping by for that. That's
Just
what's up.
saying.
Yeah. And definitely go check out the workshops, man. I finally got to do one.
They're fun, right?
Yeah, I mean, rest in peace to our friend Peter Spellos. He kept trying to get me to go. I was like, you know what? I'm going to do that for him. I'm going to honor him, and I'm going to
There you go.
And it's a lot of fun,
It's
guys.
a lot of
Go
fun.
check it out for sure.
It's a lot of fun.
3, 3, and 12.
That's right. 3 today, 3 tomorrow, and 12 o'clock on Sunday.
There you go.
It's going to be a good time. Okay. You guys ready for our 3 count?
Let's do it.
Yes.
All right, cool. If you have not gotten a chance to ever hang out with us during a stable podcast, or if you haven't gotten a chance to see us on one of our many outlets for our episodes, please feel free to do so. We'd love to have you as a new subscriber, new follower. But at the end of every episode of The Stable, we do something called a 3 count, which is usually just like fun little quips and fun little phrases that we find, stumble upon, or come up with during the episode, and that is usually how we close out. So, you guys all ready?
Yes.
I'm ready.
Okay, after each one of these, we're going to count off. Obviously, it'll start at 1. It'll end at 3. So if you guys want to count with us, as long as you have at least 3
appendages.
3 appendages, you can do it. Here we go. All right. Like Bob Ross said, botches are just happy little accidents.
One.
Um,
That's a good.
you like that? You like that one? You like that one? Okay. Number 2.
Okay.
When you travel down the Cody roads of professional wrestling, don't be a stone cold hater, but watch it for all mankind.
Two.
That's right. And for our last one, we have a question for you out here in the multiverse of madness that is the internet and PopCon. But our question that I bring to you now, that I present to you as actually an unofficial episode of the Unstable Marks, because we have our friend Brian.
Are the unstable marks.
That's right. But our the introduction podcast and the stable, we want to thank you guys for being here. But our question that we pose to you is, would you consider this to be a botch or a breakout? Three. Thank you guys so much. We love you all, and we will check
Thank you.
later.
Bye.
Bye.
Deuces.